Oops. There you are. Hi. Yeah, there's anyone I remember when you used to come around my door. I could see you standing there, the goofy smile across your face. It's not here anymore. And you left too young, and you left too soon. My guitar, it still remembers you, my friend, yeah. And to see your light again, yeah, yeah. Woo. Yeah, this shining one, though sometimes at a loss for words, you never cease to make me smile. I am thankful for the time you had, although it was just a little while. And you lived too young, and you left too soon. And my guitar, it still remembers you, my friend, yeah. And I see your light again. I see your light, it's so much. And I see you sometimes, and your memory, it shines. And I see you sometimes, and your memory, it shines. And I see you sometimes, and your memory, it shines. And I see you sometimes, and your memory, it shines. It shines, yeah. Hey there, shiny one, your glow affected everyone, and I wish that you could hear me sing about you. But chances are that if there's justice in this universe, this song will shine, although it's sung without you. And you left too young, and you left too soon. And my guitar, it still remembers you, my friend. And to see your light again, I see your light. Ooh, yes. Look at where we get to gather tonight. Pretty awesome, right? That makes me happy. Okay. We're at, Allie and I are at our friend Lee and Matt's. So strange to like hang out with other human beings during the pandemic. Almost feels a little bit normal. This is a drink that Leah created called a pandemic. Tequila and kombucha. If that ain't a drink perfect for a hippie girl, I don't know what is. Well, we are cruising through the album project right now, aren't we? And we are on the tail end of an album called Sessions. For those of you who haven't been with us the last couple nights, let me see if I can call it up. Boop! Right there. Right there. Right there. And the problem is, really, and this is completely my fault, because, you know, when we create an album, we like to, we think a lot. I think a lot about the song order, right? And the journey that you take through the album. And so I'm playing these albums, these older albums, front to back, more or less, but they're getting cut off in the middle because our gatherings are ending. And I really screwed this up because I forgot a song from the last album and I had to squeeze it into this album, which really, I mean, it was a ballad, and you can't, the next song I had on this album was supposed to be a ballad, and so now the order's all messed up. So we'll all suffer through it. I know. That was a song called Shining One. And we're going to play a song, I'm going to play a song now called Fairy Tales. Now, I'm going to take this thing down. We don't need that. Oh my gosh. I almost knocked everything over. This is supposed to be a song. I got a handful of songs that cover this subject. This is a song about my idea of what heaven would be like for me. It probably look a little bit like this. Yeah. Well, anyways, I'm just gonna. treasures lay in wooden boxes, with cobblestones and candlelight. Waves caress the rocky coast, and souls fly like translucent ghosts on their timeless flight. I will walk down empty streets, my pants rolled up above bare feet, with a suitcase full of lyric sheets left undone. And the angels will all gather round to take me in and lay me down chanting, welcome, welcome. And now you could be gone like the wind. Doesn't take a lot to take away the things you've got in store. Would you cry for friends who couldn't bring you fairy tales anymore? No, 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 yeah. The iron gates will creak in time to the thatched roofs and the clinging vines, and all good things will form a line and pass through me. And I'll be forced to catch my breath and know the warmth inside my chest, and this will surely be my test of divinity. And soon I will forget the past and all the things that wouldn't last, and all the dreams and spells I cast in my mind. And if you look, you see me there, and I'll return a humble stare. You will know I'll always care about what I left behind. I could be gone like the wind. It doesn't take a lot to take away the things you got in store. Would you cry for a friend? Yeah. Who couldn't bring you fairy tales anymore? Na na na, yeah. I will still be singing. I will change my tune, and I'll go as loud as you shout. You will always be creeping slime. Let me start that again. Slime has nothing to do with this particular part of the song, just so you know. As loud as you shout, you will always be sleeping. Time's slow hand will always be creeping around to the top and back again. Another life gone and another begins. The weight of the such thing as a wasted breath, and the things that you want should cover a lot. The things that you need, you probably got, and as long as there's love, then we'll always be pain, 'cause we soak in the sun through the knowledge of rain. Even water coming down will wash you clean, and the hurt will make us strong. We'll see. I could be gone like the wind. Does it take a lot to take away the things you've got in store? Would you cry for a friend? Yeah. Who couldn't bring you fairy tales anymore? Na na na, yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, you know, I grew up in a town outside of Boston called Wayland. And there aren't too many more fields like this in Wayland, unfortunately, these days. I think that, like with many small rural-ish towns, suburbs outside of Boston, Wayland kind of continued what was once, I mean, Boston was all, right, it was all farms way back in the day, right? And when I was growing up in Wayland, we lived on a house at the edge of our street. If you took a left, there was a farm, and now that, 20 years ago, that got kind of turned into McMansion-y kind of houses, and that's all right, I guess, but to this day, right, when I get in and I got some woods around me and some sky and some farmland, it feels like home. And these farms around New England, they feel like home to me in so many different ways. And so it puts me in a nice mood to be gathering with you all. I hope you can hear over all the chirping and the crickets. It's like a good little. We're also on the other side of this house. So right on the back side of the camera, there's a house, and on the back side of the house there is a road, and there are cars that are driving by. I'm sure you can hear them. But you know what? Don't matter. We're here. Anyways, this is a song that comes from that little town called Wayland. And it's called Side to Side. Up in the backwoods of a small town, my hometown. the backyard where the boys would be waiting around. We'd go creeping and the night was our time. I remember the way that the moon would shine, and all of the mischief done and the lessons learned. The times I kicked on through and the times I was burned. It's not so far that I can't see. There's still a part of me. It's the highest tide. It's the paths we fly. It's an unpaved road, it's a rocky ride. And all I can do is shake my head from side to side. I almost remember that riff. She must have been 4 years older. I was so young, just 14. I saw her staring at me with a look I had never seen. She said me ever so slow as she came around. I remember the way that she laid me down, and all of the wonder and the mystery as I glimpsed the man that I would learn to be. And she's not so far that I can't find with me all the time. It's the highest tide. It's the paths we fly. It's an unpaved road, it's a rocky ride. And all I can do is shake my head from side to side. And I'm still keeping time to the things I've left behind. Fill up the tank as I head west out of town. Turn the radio up to my favorite sound. A guitar strumming with the sound of the wheels on Highway 9. And I remember this day for the rest of time. It's the highest tide. Paths we fly. It's an unpaved road, it's a rocky ride. And all I can do is shake my head from side to side. But okay. There is an extremely adorable little baby that is watching this concert from right over there right now. She's doing pretty good, huh? I think I stole an extension cord that might have been connected to the grill, and I'm not sure if Matt will be suffering from that. I'm sorry. I got you. Okay. Oh, thanks for all the claps, y'all. Okay, so this is this is a song. This next song is a song that look at this. Hey, welcome on. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. So glad you're with us. I love that. Sometimes it's easy to forget, right? Because we're all such chatterboxes and so comfy in this environment that every single night that we gather, there are people watching and hanging with us for the very first time. If this is your first time gathering with us, welcome. Welcome to our community. You are welcome here anytime. In fact, you're here, so you're part of the community already. That's how that works. Right, Esme? Oh, isn't that a cute sound? Okay, so we are getting kind of close to the end of the Sessions album as part of the album project. And, you know, there has been a couple cool things. There have been a couple cool things that have happened. There have been lots of really, in the midst of a really shitty year. This gathering series has brought about some really inspiring and cool things. And one of them is it has given me the opportunity to share some songs that I never shared before. A lot of songs that I never shared before. And actually, even though this album was released in 2003, there was one song on this album that I had never played out live before the Gathering series. It's this next song. It's one called Companion. Not only had I never played it live, it had never been requested or I think even mentioned by anyone amongst the fan community. And it was one of my earlier, as a lot of you know, I have darkness. I have dark times, and I try to use those times to write from often. And this was one of my kind of earliest exploits in doing that, you know, and I always kind of just assumed and felt like, you know what, this was something that I needed to express, and I'm glad that I put it on the album, and that's just where it'll be. It'll just be a song that lives on this album, and so as a part of this Gathering series, it has kind of come back to life as a song that I would actually actively play, and so I'm gonna share it again, and let's see. Let's see what we can do here. I feel like, there we go. Thoughts threaded in the back of my head, all broken over something you said. I hope by morning it'll smooth on down. Half a mile from the tip of my tongue, left sticky from the web that I spun, dangling over this jagged ground. All my trust, the two of us, we both lie here in the bed we made. Loneliness, my companion tonight, reaching out for the winds to ride. Hold me close as I turn on the light, and I'll see you tomorrow in the morning with the morning tide. Paint the city in yellow and brown, mix the colors from the avenue sound. Paint a portrait of your shameless eyes. You caress me when I'm starting my day. Take wisdom from the words that I say. Faint solace in your pale disguise. All my trust, the two of us, we surrendered now to the setting sun. Loneliness, my companion tonight. Reaching out for the winds to ride. Hold me close as I turn out the light, and I'll see you tomorrow in the morning with the morning tide. Too soon to tell whether Esme was trying to sing along or heckling me during that song. It was one or the other. She seems kind of not too upset right now.
She's super into it.
She's into it. My gatherers are into it too. They say hey. Yeah, it's a pretty intense gathering. We've got a baby right over here, and then we've got the crickets and all the animals in the background. We got the cars passing over there, and I've got Nala, the dog, sitting right over here on my left side, your right side, I guess. It is well, it's pretty cool. More exciting than my usual solo gathering. Okay, well, now technically there are two more songs on this album to play for you, but one of the songs was on the first album, so I am not going to repeat. The last song on this album was the first song on the last album. It's one called "The Boy," which we will revisit when we get to an album called Songs for a Movie, because The Boy becomes a boy's song, and there is a different version of that. So there was one other song on Sessions, and this is really, I love, this song has been in my mind a lot because on the way to a gathering, I played it for my band. They learned it during sound check, and we've been playing it out, and I love that. When we play live gatherings with the band, we're using it as a means these days to not just be presenting our art to an audience, right? But just like in these formats, right? Also share with you some of the sketches and allow those watching to see us listening to each other and trying to be musicians with each other. And I've been really enjoying that. Anyways, this one is called Dime Man. cry for you. Save my soul, darkness come, lose control, cry for you. Read my mind, I lose it as I die, and I'm feeling the world has stopped turning, and I'm reeling, but the pain is subsided, and I'm free to cry for the mountains I never climbed. While alive, while alive, yeah. Holding on so tight to sunny days, starry nights. Now I'm numb to the sky. I lose it as I die, and I'm feeling the world has stopped turning, and I'm reeling, but the pain is subsided, and I'm free to cry for the mountains I never climbed. While alive, while alive, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 Ooh, no, na, na, yeah, na, 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 na. Love my wife, love my name, love the kids, love the game. You deal the cards, you roll the dice, you lose them as you die, and I'm feeling the world has stopped turning, and I'm reeling, but the pain is subsided, and I'm free to cry for the mountains I never climbed. While alive, while alive, yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. Hey. Well, okay. So now, well, first of all, cheers. I told them about the pandemic, by the way. Has anyone, did anyone have any kombucha on hand so that you could try the pandemic? I feel like it's the ramble. We're doing like, we could do some, maybe we should add some drinking and some cooking sessions into our weekly gathering plans. That was so much fun to do that with you at the Ramble this weekend. Whew. Okay, we're gonna have to go on to the next album, I think, and so let's review, shall we? We started here in the year 2000, and we played through this little acoustic album. In 2003, with my first little three-piece band, my musicians that I was playing with, we released this album. And at the time, this was recorded at a place called Wellspring Sound. And actually, not only did we do a gathering from Wellspring Sound recording studio, but, oh, that's a little bit better. But we are going to be back at Wellspring recording piano tracks in another week or so. And so we'll be doing another gathering from Wellspring then as well, the same place that we recorded this album. So The next album came out in 2004, and it is called Tumble Down Slow. And it has got a bunch of songs on it. At this point, we were playing more and more often. We were getting gigs at as many bars as we could. We were still not quite making ends meet, but we were feeling more and more. It was feeling more and more like a band all the time. I had mentioned this the other day that our bassist from Sessions, her name is Kristen Isbicki, she ended up coming off the road to be a teacher, and we hired Jimmy Solner, the lieutenant, we would call him. Jimmy was this awesome, burly, Fu Manchu wearing bass player with this big barrel chest, and he would play. And he and Honey John, the drummer, had been friends for years, and so that was super fun. And on top of that, Turtle came back from paternity leave. When we had started playing together, it was just he and I. And at this point, when we were playing in some of the nasty little bars in Boston, they would start to get kind of crowded when we would be playing there. And we still hadn't quite graduated to playing real music venues yet, but it was pretty fun. And I remember Turtle coming out after taking a little time off and seeing the folks that were coming out to see us play and being like, "Yeah, you're doing pretty good, Adam." And I said, "Well, come on, man, you gotta join up with us again." And so he did. And so this is a song. The album Tumble Down Slow starts with a song called Burn Brightly, and this song has become somewhat notorious in our live song repertoire because it's become a song during which I do a lot of improvisation, just vocally, right? Not necessarily melodically, but I try to use the song as a platform to put myself out on a limb, speak about what I'm feeling and thinking about on stage. Sometimes it is good, and sometimes it is a train wreck, and that is the thing. And every time I do that, it's scary, and that should be the point, right? I hope that I'm always an artist, and we're always a band that makes an effort to put ourselves out of our comfort zone each time we play music. However, I also think that underneath that improvisation, there is a sweet little song and a sweet little message that I love. It's one of the reasons that I chose this song to do that through. Sometimes I feel like, as a songwriter, I want all of my songs to challenge perspective in one way or another. And this is a song about perspective. And so I'm actually going to make the choice tonight to play it like it was recorded, without that vocal improvisation. Just as a sweet little poem that I wrote to remind me that I am both small and big, depending on how I want to see things. Tiny star is a big bright sun. In the morning when my day's begun, buy it hot from a corner store, like I did in the day before, alright. Are you listening? Yeah. Oh. In a small world, I'm a small, small man. Wanna start with the big plan. Gonna try, make a big, big sound. Gonna shake up a little ground, alright. Are you listening? Hey. Alright. Are you listening? Tiny star shining bright on me. I feel big in its company. If you want, I will shine for you. A tiny star big enough for two. I will shine. I will burn so bright. Are you listening? I will shine. I will burn so bright. Alright. Are you listening? Yeah. Okay. Well, we broke the seal on Tumble Down Slow. Let's sing one together, and then I'm gonna go have some dinner with my friends and pretend for a little bit, as much as we can, that we're living in a normal time. Yeah. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the wind at our back. May it always blow steady wherever you roam. May it turn when you're ready, carry you home. May it keep you ahead of the main. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the heavens above. Some say it's a glimpse of God's great design. Some say it's the science of all things combined. May we look up and always feel wonder. Here is to us all that we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to round good company. Here's to the drink that we share. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to this time that we had. For these moments pass lightly, won't come again. May our lives all burn brightly, right up to the end. May we live them with joyous abandon. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the end of the day. Let us drink to the work when the working is through. Let us drink one to me. Let us drink one to you. Let us drink one to those who aren't with us. to us, and all that we see is to our hearts, and the air that we breathe is to round in good company. It's to the future, it's to the past. Let us drink one down slow, let us drink one down fast. Let us drink one as this night is our last. Here's to the drink that we share. Oh, here's to the drink that we share. Please stay safe. Keep on looking out for one another. I'll see you tomorrow.